Who dat, everybody? I'm assuming most of you have seen the movie Goodfellas. There's a scene in there where they're talking about this guy Paulie, and basically telling you, like, anything you need, you go to Paulie, takes care of it. But Paulie expects his money every week, and it doesn't matter what the excuse is. It's fuck you, pay me. You know, whether it's can't pay the bills, had a rough week, there was a fire, place got hit by lightning, whatever. And when you've pulled every resource you can out of the business, you light a match, right? So that's kind of where I feel like the Saints are at this point. The fans are basically saying, we want wins, and rightfully so. This is a franchise that had spent so many years losing and in mediocrity. When Sean Payton and Drew Brees came into town, we finally got a taste of what it was like to win, what it was like to have high expectations week after week, year after year. So the bar has been raised. Fans are not willing to settle for 7-10 seasons anymore. And honestly, this year, 7-10 would be a minor miracle. I mean, Saints just lost their 7th in a row. 7 in a row. I mean, you're talking about going back to the Ditka years as far as how bad this has gotten. Derek Carr looked awful. I don't know, like, to me, and again, they really didn't show anything in the games that they had prior to yesterday to prove it. But knowing who the opponent was, I think Spencer Rattler or Jake Haener would have won that game if they were playing. Hell, Taysom Hill might have won that game at quarterback if he was playing. Derek Carr just looks sloppy, throwing balls in the ground. You know, he did just enough to stay in the game, but it didn't look like a competitive performance from Derek Carr. Then he throws Chris Olave straight onto the stretcher. You know, when Derek Carr first came here, I know a lot of people were excited. I was on that list. I'll openly admit it. I was wrong. Derek Carr is just not the answer. So you hope that one of these two kids can, you know, make a step in that next direction and possibly become something. But at this point, the Saints are looking like they're going to have a really high draft pick in the 2025 draft. Maybe that's where you get your quarterback. I don't know. They got a lot of needs. A lot of needs. So if they could have a quarterback come out of the two that they've already got, that puts them in a much better situation. But if we've got to draft quarterback and hit the reset button, so be it. Michael Thomas on Twitter yesterday doing his thing. Look, I don't always agree with everything Michael Thomas says, but I agree with most of it, and yesterday was no exception. He's calling Derek Carr out on throwing guys into the hospital. Dennis Allen, again, here's my thing. Dennis Allen is like that guy that you're working with that just got a promotion. You're like, he was good at what he was doing, and so you try and reward the guy and give him a promotion, but he's clearly not capable of the promotion. So you're like, you know, everybody sees it, right? Everybody understands that this guy's in over his head. And then when management starts to make excuses for him, then you got to question management too. And then you got to be like, well, either they're just covering for somebody or they have no idea what they're looking for as far as somebody who's competent in the position that they're in. And Dennis Allen, I feel like, is the guy that got the promotion that shouldn't have. Should have just kept him at DC. He was good with that. And bring in a candidate to run the team. Now, initially in the season, I'll be honest with you, when I saw the Saints get off to the early 2-0 start, and Kubiak was firing on all cylinders. Granted, we did have a full squad, so I'm trying to be fair about this. But I'm at the point now where, put it this way, for a while I was like, hey, look, if Dennis Allen doesn't work out, at least we've got Kubiak that can step into the hole, and I think we'll be okay. Now I'm at the point, no, I'm done. When I say light a match, the whole thing. Let's just hit the reset button. We'll go through a year or two of lumps, build this thing back up, and hope for the best after that. I just don't see any light at the end of this tunnel. You've got guys like Alvin Kamara and Honey Badger and DeMario and even Cam Jordan. It's just so gross to see these guys have to play on a team like this. These guys are so good. I mean, Cam, again, is in the twilight of his career, but these guys are so good, have given so much to this organization. Just to see them have to work through this. These are winning football players. These are guys that expect playoffs at the bare minimum. And we're just in the mud with this franchise. It's rough, really rough. But curious what you guys think. I'm assuming a lot of us are going to be on the same page with this, but it's time for Dennis Allen to go. Do you think Dennis Allen goes today? Is today the day? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe. Who dat, everybody? Listen, all we've got is each other, right? Hang in there. Who dat? We'll see you on the next one.